Maybe. Are we?
F it, we're going no intro, and this is John Cena.
Do, 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 do. I don't know. We're getting the loading screen of Doom.
Slav typing from under the desk, playing with your toes. Nice. That's why he's not here. It's not that his internet's not working.
Is it going? Comments?
I think we're live.
Are we live? Oh, there we are. Woo, we're live. Hi, Jerry.
Hey,
I couldn't
Colton.
figure. I couldn't figure out how to get the intro to play. So.
I would have messed it up too, so don't even worry about it.
Oh wait, hold on. There we go. I figured it out.
Nice.
So how are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a long week, but a good week, and I'm glad to be here.
I was messing with my thingy, and now it's all messed up. Yeah, I have a DSLR that I tried to hook up, and it didn't go too well.
That's gonna be fun to play with. You just got it?
Well, I've had it in the closet over there. I just finally cleaned the closet out.
Your camera's in the closet. Nice.
Yeah, right next to Bob. That's why he's not here. If you listen closely, you can hear him mumbling. Oh my god, I can't get the cord out. But yeah, it's right here. I just haven't had time to play with it. I finally got all the drivers downloaded today. That was fun.
That's cool.
So yeah, we don't have a Bob episode this week. It's just me and Jerry.
Yeah,
and I'm sure Bob's probably watching and he's laughing secretly from my closet.
He commented. He's here in support.
Yeah. Hi, Bob. So, well, I don't know. You want to dive into it? Bob's not here to direct everything, so
Yeah, let's do it.
okay. So I'm pretty sure the first thing we're gonna do is Marvel. So we're gonna talk about the Cyclops and Emma Frost casting. So, sorry. Do you know who Kit Connor is? He was apparently he's eyed for Cyclops. We'll talk about Cyclops first.
Yeah, I don't really know who he is. I saw him a little bit on Twitter earlier, but I didn't really have time to look into him. But I just Googled him. The first thing I saw is he's in a video with Joe Locke, and it's titled "Your Sexuality is Yours and Yours Alone."
Nice. Honestly,
it's actually not a bad title. You know, I got to tell you, like,
yeah,
not a bad.
I saw a couple comments where he was, I guess, Romeo on Broadway or some sort of Romeo and Juliet play. Outside of that, I have no idea who this guy is.
Fun fact: I made a Macbeth short film in high school for like the end of the year project. Crushed it.
Yeah.
I made my friend get pushed off the balcony in like the death scene, and I made one of my other friends push my other friend off the balcony. I was like, dude, I'll put the trampoline down there. He barely made the trampoline.
I wish I did something cool like that. I just did the Lonely Island trequel, the Dick in a Box, Mother Lover, and the Golden Rule. Just lip synced it and made it look funny.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was Andy Samberg and my friend was Justin Timberlake. And we had to get a really awkward girl to do Lady Gaga for the Golden Rule.
I can totally see you doing that.
Yeah, it was funny because I've had a beard since I was like 12. So I was just like, all right, I won't shave for 2 months. There we go.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get back on track. Yeah, Bob's also not here to keep us on track. We're going to ramble this episode.
Yeah.
But so Samara Weaving has also been casted or lands role of Emma Frost in for Marvel, which I know who she is. I've seen her in some stuff like
She's
Ready
beautiful.
or Not. Yeah, well, you know, I always confuse her with Margot Robbie. So
yeah, I can see that.
Well, you know, Ready or Not 2, or Ready or Not the trequel, or Ready or Not to Ready to Not. I kind of like this one. I think. I mean, I can't weigh in on the other guy. I have no idea who he is, but I kind of like. She at least has some acting chops that I can give her credit for.
Yeah, you know, if we couldn't get Sydney Sweeney, this is probably the next best thing.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How do you think they're going to do in the X-Men? I don't see the other guy, which I'm just gonna flip back here.
Connor.
Connor, he doesn't look like Cyclops, like at all.
Yeah, that is true. He really doesn't. He's gonna need a different haircut, no beard, and we'll see. But as long as he can act, like I don't need them to look like I think if he could play the role of Cyclops, to me is a lot more important. I'm actually pumped for the Mutant Saga. I think that this could be really innovative storytelling for the genre. Like, you know, we got Civil War, which, today we could both say it was an amazing movie. Slav not to crap on it like he normally does. But, Civil War, I'll even give BVS its credit. Like, we've gotten a couple of comic book movies that had major ideological conflicts, but the Mutant Saga, I'm expecting to double down on that more than any other era or movies in the comic book movie genre.
Yeah, especially with I'm assuming with the Fox thing, they own all the rights to X, like every X-Men to.
Yeah.
So it's not like Civil War. It's like, we have like 6 characters we can pull from that we've introduced.
Yeah. Because you really can't do the Mutant Saga without, having free reign on which characters you're going to use. And, there are so many of them. And that's why I'm hoping the beginning, I don't want it to be like that in the beginning. I think you kind of have to start with your main roster and figure out who that is and add in characters as you go. But yeah, like those phase ending type of movies, I think those casts are going to be, doomsday level.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to have like all the weird ones that don't really have superpowers like what so fucking ever. They're like, oh
Right.
hey, I can read a page ahead from where I'm at
Yeah.
in this book. Oh
Right.
man, I'm on the second to last page. Oh, I got it spoiled for myself.
Yeah.
So that would be cool.
For sure.
And I mean, Samara Weaving, she's cool. I mean, again, like you said, if she at least can act the part, I don't care if she really looks the part, even though she does kind of look the part already.
Yeah.
This is a better cast per se than the other guy.
For sure.
So, with that, to no surprise, even though I thought it was already on IMAX, we have Spider Man coming to IMAX.
Yeah, it's already sold out. I was looking online for IMAX tickets last night, just out of curiosity.
Hmm.
I think, like, if you are someone who puts IMAX above Dolby Cinema, in my book, you're stupid. Like, I'm sorry, Dolby Cinema is so much better,
Oh yeah,
and you have you have a passionate opinion that you're uninformed on. And if you're passionate and uninformed, you're stupid.
yeah. I mean, it's a cool looking poster. I still have yet to see it. I meant to watch it yesterday, and I completely just I had a rough time yesterday. I fell off a ladder 3 times, and it
Oh
just
man,
yeah.
sorry about that.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah. Were
Go
you
to
gonna
hell.
go to the theaters or watch the like bootleg version?
Well, I'm off all weekend this weekend, so I might just go to the theater.
Yeah, it's
That might
worth
be
it.
like the reason I leave my house Sunday.
There is a good cut going around. I obviously don't condone that, but it did go like viral on Twitter multiple times and millions of people views, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's like I have. Don't condone this. I allegedly have a VC box and was kind of hoping it was already torrented.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's not. Actually, Jackass just finally got on there, so I'm like, I might watch
Yeah.
that tonight. But yeah, I think the poster looks pretty. I don't see the big deal of it being like, oh, it's an IMAX.
You
You know,
know, it's bigger for Sony and Marvel than it is for the fans.
yeah,
Actually, I take that back. The reason IMAX is a much bigger deal than Dolby Cinema in terms of box office and accessibility is that there's like I don't know the exact numbers, but there's like 2 Dolby Cinemas where I live. There's
mm,
IMAXs all over, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the country is like that too. So for Marvel, they wanted an IMAX because they're going to make a lot more money if it's an IMAX. If you're a
yeah,
fan and you can't go to Dolby Cinema or Regal RPX or one of those AMC Prime, you're more likely going to be able to see it in IMAX, and now you have the ability to see Spider-Man in IMAX. So for those reasons, it's important. But if you have the choice, like Dolby and like Slav said, it looks cleaner, it sounds better. The reason that Dolby Cinema is so much better is because Dolby's proprietary technology of Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. The Atmos sound is object based. Like you could hear and feel a bullet flying across the room. That's why I'm so crazy about my sound bars. Like IMAX sound, you don't have it's what Dolby Atmos is called. It's called object based sound. IMAX doesn't have object based sound, and there are other versions of object based sound. IMAX just doesn't have it, and I'm convinced they're like, we don't even care because we're making so much money anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's why I figured this was just hey, we can now put this in. You have 10 theaters. We can put this in 7 of your 10 theaters now.
Right.
And that's a back end thing for everybody.
Yeah. My local IMAX is still showing Odyssey and not Spider-Man, which I'm actually happy about because I haven't seen Odyssey yet. I was moving and then I was traveling for work. So, I did go to see Spider-Man 3 times, don't get me wrong. And I was like, oh, I'll just see Odyssey the next weekend in IMAX. And now I still get to do that. So, contrary to popular belief, Spider-Man isn't getting all of the IMAX screens aside from 70 mil. But let's get to Hunter, I see your comment. Do I think Morph is going to be coming to the X-Men movie? I don't know. I don't think he is going to be one of the first characters. I could be wrong. But if I had to guess, I would say no. What do you think, Colton?
If he does, it won't be immediate.
Yeah.
It'll be like 2, 3, 4 movies down the line where you're like, oh, he's in the background there. And that's all you see of him. Or he'll have his one moment to shine and then he dies, or he just falls off the face of the earth or something, and we never see him again.
Right. I'm more curious if what they're going to do with Wolverine, because obviously Wolverine is the most popular X-Men character. You could say he shouldn't be. You could say he's not your favorite. You could say it's just because of Hugh Jackman. Doesn't matter. He is by far the most popular X-Men. Now, here's the catch. It's kind of similar to my take on why I think James Gunn started with Superman and not Batman, is because if you start with Batman, people are never going to buy into Superman after because they're going to be too hyped on Batman. And we know they want to prioritize Cyclops, but at the same time, Wolverine's the one that brings in the money. So I think it's very possible they're going to try the balancing act where Cyclops is going to be the number one, like he should be, which is comic accurate, but they're going to still want Wolverine in it because Wolverine sells tickets, bottom line.
Yeah. I think the way they can circumvent the Hugh Jackman issue is assuming that the leaks are real, that, Deadpool dies in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man incursion. You can have Wolverine there. Oh, universe implodes. There you go. Hugh Jackman is quote unquote dead.
Right.
And then, Battle World happens. Oh, sorry, Secret Wars happens. And you can recast him as a different universe's Wolverine. And
you could always bring him back.
Yeah. And then Doctor Strange can be like, ooh, I drew a circle when he's back. There you go.
Right. But I do think that X-Men movie is going to have a recast Wolverine.
No, they would have to. Hugh Jackman's like 70.
Yeah.
Here, Hunter said something else to you. We'll read it together.
No, I don't. I think that a lot of the internet really likes to push for voice actors to carry on their roles in live action. And respectfully, voice actors are voice actors. It's a completely different ball game to do live action. And I'm not saying that voice acting isn't difficult. I'm not saying it's not very respectable and the talents of voice acting aren't amazing at what they do. They are. But when you're making a live action X-Men movie with the amount of money riding on it, they're not looking to take a chance to give a young guy a promotion. They're looking to, and this is how jobs should be hired. You hire someone that you're going to be confident could bring you the success you need in that role. That's how corporations work. That's how capitalism works. And movies are corporate and capitalist.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say this. If you know who Tom Kenny is, the voice of SpongeBob, would you ever see him doing any of the other? I think no. Mark Hamill. We'll use Mark Hamill. He was Muscle Man in regular show. Do you think you could see Mark Hamill be a live action Muscle Man if they ever were to do a live action?
Yeah. No.
Sometimes they're just not built to be that character in live action. Like, yeah,
Right.
you can be the voice, but you can't
Right.
be the character.
It's like what's that kid that does the voice acting for Shamik Moore.
Yeah.
Shamik Moore really wants to be the live action Miles Morales. Aside from the damage he did to his reputation trying to hit on Haley Steinfeld on red carpets and stuff like that,
Mhm.
he was never going to be the live action Miles Morales.
Yeah, it's just when you have if you have a vision in mind and the character is like even the voice actor for Kratos, the guy is I mean he looks like Kratos, but he's black.
Yeah.
Kratos is white. Like it'll just never work.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they probably could do the makeup on him in the white ash skin,
yeah,
but
but then you run into whiteface, you know.
so true.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
the Wayans brothers did it, but
That was
you know that was the early 2000s too.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's funny. That's my aunt's favorite movie. I always think it's so funny that it's her favorite movie because she's
oh,
not
it's
into comedy like that, but it's just that good.
oh, it's Nicole's favorite, and I'm like, you have no idea how actually funny this is. You just like it because they sing. Uh, yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
and Terry Crews is in it.
yeah, yeah. I don't know the name of the song, but I know the song.
Yeah, it's I want to say Vanessa Carlton. That sounds right.
Right.
But anyway, if you guys are tuning in, Bob isn't here, so we're going to be doing a lot of comments too, because Bob doesn't do comments very often. But Hungry Almighty also hi. If Kit Connor is Cyclops, I don't know how I feel about it because if Emma Frost actress is 34 years old and Kit Connors is 22,
They'll get away with it.
yeah, I mean, age isn't really that big of a deal because like you could be 40 and look like you're 20.
Yeah, and when you're that hot, like, and she looks like she is 23 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure she is going to age more gracefully than men because women naturally do. Also, women pull off cosmetic surgery much better than men. It's just a
Oh, yeah.
fact.
Yeah, so
Like,
I don't feel like age is too much of a factor in that. And then
yeah.
Hunter again. Which could you see James Gunn casting Damus
Damson
Idris?
Idris.
Okay, Damson Idris as Red Lion and casting the voice actor who voiced Wolverine for Deathclaw's DCU version of the MCU Wolverine.
You know, I I understand why you're asking about Red Lion. I do think it's possible that Damson Idris could get cast in DC. I think that the DCU and DC Studios under James Gunn's leadership is much more likely to go with a popular fan cast actor online. However, I don't think he will be cast as Red Lion, and I hope he gets a bigger and better role than Red Lion. Just because it's similar to T'Challa, like I understand that, but Damson Idris is a talented actor. He could 100% deliver on other characters, and I would like to see him get a bigger role. And by the way, for the record, I normally can't stand fan castings, but I happen to be a big fan of Damson Idris. If you haven't watched Snowfall is one of the greatest television shows ever made, and Damson Idris plays the star, Franklin Saint, the main character, and his range as Franklin Saint is what put him on the map.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I don't get out very often or stay
Oh,
in very
you would
often.
love it. It's great.
I've actually made it a point. I still have it written down. I put it in my watch list for Wonder Man. I still have not watched that
Wonder
yet.
Man's great.
I have it. I have it saved. I'm catching up on stuff, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then Hungry Almighty, and then maybe we'll get to the next one. I don't know. I like Drew Starley choice, the Drew Starley choice that Jeff Snyder reported because that actor fit the age range.
I don't know Drew Starley. I gotta look him
Yeah,
up.
I don't know that either.
Drew Starkey, do you mean? I
Sure.
do know this kid because he is in Outer Banks, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. I love that show. This kid is great. I like this kid. He plays Rafe.
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like the one God, I can never remember that guy's name. I think Kit Connor. I feel like that's probably more of a rumor right now than it is an actual casting call. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion. Because no, it seems like he's a no-name person that no one really knows anything about. Anyway, that was Spider-Man coming to IMAX.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay, so I guess that was it for Marvel. I'm glad we talked a lot about it. I feel like we got a good bit out of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, our boy Bob, who's currently locked in my closet back there, Blue Beetle is apparently still coming. The animated show is still in development. Oh, and our boy Donovan commented right underneath of it.
Oh, let's see.
But anyway, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be animated. I thought it was live action.
Oh, if Donovan doesn't respond to my message and invitation for Jeopardy, I am going to call him out in that comment below. If he does, and he does join, I'll be a lot nicer.
I feel like he hasn't been on lately. I feel like he hates us.
Yeah, I think he came after both me and Slav in the same day.
Yeah, it's like
And he responded to a tweet of mine at him from like a month ago.
yeah. I see him posting all the time. Like I don't use social media enough to like get into beef because
Right.
I'd be like, your arms aren't long enough to fight God. Please
Yeah.
and respectfully fuck off.
That's cool. I love it.
But yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was going to be live action, considering like they have everything live action for it already.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate this development. I hate what they did with Jaime Reyes and the Blue Beetle movie. The fact that they called Batman a fascist and this kind of stuff, I'll just never get down with stuff like that. Absolutely not. And I felt like that movie was condescending to people that don't share their worldview. I felt like it was like, oh, if you don't agree with this worldview that is factual, like fuck you. That's how I felt that movie was. So I hated that movie. And anyway, Ted Kord is a much better character, the OG Blue Beetle. So yeah.
Yeah, Hungry Almighty. I also agree. We got Blue Beetle updates and still no Batman. I think everybody on this show, including Bob, whose muffled screams you can probably not hear because I put 2 socks in his mouth because one just wasn't enough. Agree that we need something more than side characters for the DCU at this point. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, we talk about it every week, but it's crazy that there's still no DCU Batman updates.
Yeah. And maybe they could use Dan Garrett, who actually is the OG, but Ted Kord's my favorite. Like, I know a lot of people like this iteration of Jaime Reyes, but if you press back on them, their defense of that movie will be, oh, it was a fun movie. It wasn't like movies aren't made to just be fun movies. They're made to achieve a lot more than that. This isn't a ride at fucking Six Flags, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, especially being animated. It's like, well, just make a live action.
I used to be like, oh, I am going to watch everything of the MCU. I'm going to watch everything of the DCU. And then they made She-Hulk, and my rule changed.
You're not wrong though. She-Hulk. I honestly was like, you know what? I know I'm behind on everything. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Whatever. It can't be that bad. And boy, was I
Oh
wrong.
yeah. I think I watched some of the first episode, and I probably turned it off halfway in, but I still rip on it on threads. And anytime I want to like rile people up, I'll just post I didn't like She-Hulk, and it'll get like 10,000 views, and people will be like, "You're an evil person," you know, like
And it's like, yes, yes, I am. Please leave me
yeah,
alone.
yeah. Get a grip of my fucking cock. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
And also, Hungry Almighty, based on the last trailer we've seen for the Lanterns, is it really possible that the DCU will go the Hal Jordan rebirth route?
I don't think so. And if they do, I think it's a bad idea. And the reason is because the reason the parallax and the rebirth and all that kind of stuff worked was because there was a lot of buildup. Like you, those consequences and all that stuff is irrelevant if you have no character development and progression to take you there. You know, these kinds of things are climactic and climaxes, and if you start at the top, it's not very climactic, is it? I hope I'm pronouncing the word right and not
Yeah,
saying.
no, you're good.
All right,
And
cool.
then, well, he kind of elaborated on his thought there.
Yeah.
Sinestro corrupts Hal. Hal becomes Parallax. He dies and becomes the Spectre. Future Green Lantern movie called Green Lantern Rebirth adapts the return of Hal.
You know, yeah, I still stand on my last response, and I think it's the same. You know, because this is same kind of same concept, same thing. Really, it's the same story. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like that's a lot to focus on with, well, how, I mean, Hal's in the show, but he's not quote unquote the main character of the show. He's pseudo, like he's there, but the other, God, I'm so bad with names. The other one,
John Stewart. You know,
yeah, it's probably going to focus more so on him than Hal.
for sure. And the other thing why this was such a bad idea is because they knew people were not going to be happy about this. You know, they didn't know the leaks that were going to happen. So, and I'm not defending them on that. I'm just saying they couldn't have known. But they did know that people were going to be pissed that they were sidelining Hal Jordan. What they also probably knew was that Supergirl wasn't going to land well, you
Mm,
know, which is why they were doing the test screenings. And that's why, you know, they showed the DC edited cut and not the, what's the, Dan Gillespie, I think is his name, the guy that
mm.
directed Supergirl, the Dan Gillespie cut, you know, so they knew Supergirl was not going to do well in terms of fan reception. Um, and now they're in this predicament where the Lanterns rollout didn't go well, Supergirl didn't go well, and I do think Lanterns is going to be a good show, but when you make bad decisions, like Hungry, like I always used to say,
Mhm.
where there's smoke, there's fire. When a bad decision is made, it's indicative of bad thinking, and bad thinking doesn't just make one bad decision; it makes many.
Yeah, that could just be the unraveling of the whole universe.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think Hal will die. I think it'll just Hal will be around. Uh, John's gonna probably be the main Lantern. That's
Well,
my take. I
potential spoilers. The leaks say that he's gonna die in episode 1.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So, but I did hear from a good friend of mine who was a very big DC scooper in the Snyder era. And he said it's unfortunate that everyone found out about this because when you take that piece of information alone, there's a lot of context to it that it changes how people are going to feel about it compared to the way they're talking about it right now. I don't know what that context is. I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I heard from a friend of mine that I trust.
So what you're saying is Hal eats a peanut butter and banana sandwich and dies on the shitter.
Yeah, exactly.
First episode.
That's
You heard it
exactly.
here first. You heard it here first.
He didn't have an EpiPen.
Yeah, he got stung by 3 bees, and 2 of them survived.
Yeah.
And then also Hungry Almighty. I would like to see comic accurate suits. And also, don't take Funko Pops. Don't take them at face value. Sometimes they do them. As someone who did actively collect them, sometimes they do like, oh hey, this is the special Target one that for whatever reason is way more in depth and detailed than the other one, for like Walmart or just a general one. But I personally would like to see more comic accurate suits. That's just me.
Me too, but I do think I still like a little bit of a twist. Like, for example, the Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably the most comic accurate Spider-Man suit we've ever gotten, but you still need a couple of changes for live action. Like the black outline on the lenses are still the MCU. There's like the 3 ridges that are a little textured. It was the same lens outline during the Stark era. And, you still need it because at the end of the day, this isn't a cell shaded graphic on a comic page. This is a suit in live action. So textures are going to be different. It's going to look a little different. And I think that's an important caveat to all comic accurate live action suits.
Yeah, well, that and sometimes like let's just say it's green for whatever reason. If you're on a green screen, it obviously has to have some sort of outline or just a slightly different shade of green or something just to make it easier on the back end.
Yeah, I literally had a Green Lantern hat on before we started, and I had to change it because yeah.
See, that's why I stick all black, all
Smart.
black,
I wear a
and
lot of
then
black too.
Hungry Almighty asks, how reliable is your leak?
Pretty reliable.
Ooh.
I trust him. Put it that way.
Yeah, well, yeah, you heard it here. I'm also a leaker. He dies eating a sandwich, peanut butter banana sandwich, and
Yeah,
gets stung by 3 bees.
yeah. Because that leak came out, and I think I posted something about it on Instagram, and my friend DM'd me, and he was like, "I would delete that as soon as possible because you don't want to get DMCA'd. Warner Brothers is being very strict on this one, and you could face consequences on it." So I deleted it, and we got in this long conversation about it. Hungry, I'll probably send you screenshots from the chat offline or off the show. Obviously, I'll crop the name out, but you could see the info that I was told for yourself. But I did hear that because I asked him, I was like, straight up, I was like, is the Hal Jordan rumor true that he dies in episode 1? And he was like 100% true.
And then
But
also, oh no, go ahead.
he did also defend it and said there's a lot of crucial context that it's missing from the conversation, and Hal is still in the rest of the series and still very much has a major role throughout the series after episode 1. So keep that in mind. But regardless of all of that, criticizing them for making Jon Stewart the main Green Lantern is a fair criticism.
Yeah. And then you really have hopes that he becomes Spectre. You don't know. It's valid valid speculation,
Yeah.
I guess. Anybody can be right.
Hungry, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Hungry's like that. When Hungry wants something, he will have you look at it at every angle with him. I know the other thing he really wants is for the DCU Batman to come out like as soon as possible.
Oh yeah. No, I think he also touched on that earlier too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's consistent, which is like me. My therapist said, people could say a lot about you, but the one thing they can never disagree with is the fact that you're consistent.
Yeah. Well, there's no harm in trying to make people see your perspective.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I'm a fan of him. He's a friend. I talk with him offline. He's a good guy. Hungry.
yeah, and then I mean, again, yeah, if he dies in episode 1, I mean, there are other episodes, so he'll either reappear or flashbacks or something.
Yeah. Um.
He's a force ghost in the other episodes. I
Yeah.
mean, anyway, so now that we're caught up,
Blue Beetle is still coming.
and then Superman sequel looks amazing. I can't pronounce words. David
That's
Zach. Yeah, that one says no DC strategy shifts after Supergirl misfire, which is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess Man of Tomorrow is its own separate thing and already has its own set.
It's
Kind of
interesting because sorry, I keep doing
no, it kind of has its own like story already set up. It's not like Supergirl will tie in, I'm sure, but not enough to tarnish the movie.
Yeah, you know, I am really looking forward to Man of Tomorrow. I think Man of Tomorrow is going to be great. Um, and I have a ton of respect for Zaslav. I'm a huge fan of his. And I saw some people criticizing that he said this today, and I saw Comics Explained say this is a message to shareholders, not fans. And while I agree with him, I still think that this messaging is important for shareholders. And he knew fans were going to see it too, but
Yeah,
he said it in the interest of shareholders. But he knew fans would see it as well. And the thing is that you could say a lot of things about David Zaslav. The one thing you could not say is he hasn't been an amazing CEO for Warner Brothers, and he isn't brilliant. Now, on top of that, this was a smart thing to say. There's a lot of speculation that there's X, Y, and Z going on at Warner Brothers over DC and the failure of Supergirl. And David Zaslav had the chance to put that to bed today, and that's what he did. So you got to respect it. Whether you agree with the decision or not, a lot of CEOs don't come out in support like that. So I thought it was cool of him.
yeah, and also you just can't let one film kind of be like, oh, that's it, we're done, game over.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with millions and billions of dollars to make this stuff. Like, yeah, you're not every single one's going to be a hit.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You're going to miss.
And
You just got to hit more often than you miss.
everyone thinking they know better than James Gunn is an idiot. Okay, like whatever you think James Gunn should have or could have would have done, it's not that simple. You have no idea how to build a shared universe. You have no idea how to make a movie. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I think I tweeted. What did I tweet? I posted the people criticizing Supergirl for having a bad script couldn't even define what made it a bad script. And I wasn't even saying that to stick up for Supergirl. I haven't even seen Supergirl. I don't even like Supergirl. I don't even care about Supergirl. So
Yeah,
some people were attacking me. They were like, oh, well, it was a bad script and I could tell you why. And like, okay, but most people saying that couldn't, and they don't know what they're talking about, and they heard Variety say it, so they're saying it, and they're just doing consensus speak, and it's stupid. And like, I'm just so sick of people online saying, "Oh, let me make the movie, hire me, I know what I'm doing," and meanwhile, you don't even know what a dolly is. You don't know anything
yeah,
about camera angles. You don't know anything about what kind of camera to use for what kind of shot. So shut up.
yeah. It's like cool. I can get a piece of noteboard or notepad and doodle movie names and rough outlines for a storyline. Yeah, there you go. There's your movie.
Right.
Boom. You can have it just scroll on the paper while you're turning the pages for 5 minutes, and there's the movie.
Right. It's
And also, since we were talking about it, I thought this was funny. Hungry hasn't watched Supergirl and doesn't plan to until the DCU Batman comes out.
oh, that's my favorite thing you ever said.
I appreciate you, Hungry. That one was funny. That was
Yeah.
perfectly timed.
You should tweet at James Gunn and be like, James Gunn, I am not watching Supergirl until you release Batman.
Yeah. That would probably, I mean, you'd at least get a response, I'm sure. James Gunn
Yeah.
seems like he actually looks at Twitter, so, or
Yeah.
sorry, X, he looks at X. But so anyway, Hungry did get us. We're going to go off topic again. I mean, we've been off topic damn near the whole show.
The name of the show when Slav isn't here is off topic.
Basically, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I feel like we're doing pretty damn good. I don't
Yeah.
think Bob gave us this much credit.
Right.
But Hungry, going off topic a bit. But in Doomsday, if the Wolverine we see is the same one from the Deadpool and Wolverine, then what happened to the Wolverine from the Fox X-Men we're going to see? I hope Marvel explains.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can answer it with like, oh, it's an incursion. You have the Spider-Man meme where Wolverine points at Wolverine,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then one kills the other, or one something happens. But I still think they're going to try to cram too much into the film. 3 hours is not enough time.
You know, I think they're gonna figure it out. Like, because there are a lot of stories that have a lot of comics, and they did Infinity War in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well,
Um,
true.
like I don't think it's going to be a one-to-one of time runs out and the Jonathan Hickman Avengers / New Avengers saga, and I also don't think Secret Wars is going to be a one-to-one of the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. So I think they're going to figure it out. I think the runtime is going to work. I mean, I would love to get a 4 hour cut of the movie. Like,
Mm,
I'm an addict. I'm sober, but the thing about being an addict is you're never not an addict. You're just either in your active addiction or you're sober. And
yeah.
you know, if I love something, I just want more of it. So when I like a movie, I just want it to be longer.
Yeah. Well, speaking of longer movies, so I mean, I don't look at my phone most of the time. Did they ever announce or say what the extra footage for Infinity War is that's going to tie it to Doomsday, or is it just like go see it in the
So
theater?
I had heard that it's Endgame, by the way, not Infinity War.
Oh, and Endgame,
Yeah,
my bad.
no worries. But I had heard that some of the footage is Cap going back and putting the stones back, which would be sick.
Yeah. That's just gonna be like, I don't have that time to dedicate to that, especially since I already seen it. Twitter, here I come.
Yeah. I'm annoyed that they're not just releasing it on Disney Plus. Like, I am, I know I'm in the minority here, but I would always rather watch a movie at home. I mean, I have two sick setups. I got an LG C5 OLED with a Q990H, and then I have a C2 OLED with another Q990H in the other room. So I don't need to go to the movies. Like, I don't need to sit next to someone that brings their blanket that smells like shit. I don't need to sit next to someone that's looking at their phone and talking and all. Fuck that. I
Yeah.
would much rather watch a movie.
Yeah, see, that's why like I don't go see movies on opening weekends. Like something like Spider-Man. Now, Doomsday might be an exception. It just depends on how work's going that week.
Yeah,
But like Spider-Man, like no, I don't need to sit there while people are playing on their phone and clapping because there's some offhand 2-second reference to something.
so annoying.
Yeah, no, I'm here to watch the movie. I paid way
Right.
too much money for this ticket and way too much money for this popcorn and everything. Let me just watch the movie,
Yeah,
please.
and you went out of your way too, and you're spending your time, and it's we work, we don't have that much free time, and like it's a pain in the ass. I have also like I remember during COVID, I'm a huge James Bond fan. James Bond is
Mhm.
what got me into movies and everything. I've read all the books, and they kept delaying No Time to Die because of COVID. And I understand, but like I always wondered, why not just release it for like $100 on demand? The people that could afford it will buy it, and the people who can't will get five friends together and you put $20 ahead, and there you go. You basically
Yeah.
bought a movie ticket to watch it. I think the reason they don't do that is because they don't want people to rip it and put it online. Um, but like I promise you, at some point that will be how movies are released. They are going to eventually release movies like Avengers Doomsday first day, accessible at home. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not saying Avengers Doomsday but I do think that it's going to happen. But thankfully, even though it's not in the interest of what I just said I wanted, the movies are going to have a good year this year. There's a lot of movies that have made a lot of money. Spider-Man's killing it right now. Odyssey is killing it. Doomsday is going to be huge. Dune 3 is going to be huge. You had Toy Story. You have a lot of movies that are crossing the $1 billion mark this year. So, yeah.
Yeah. Here's Hungary kind of saying what I said earlier. We don't see the Wolverine from the Fox X-Men because he died in the incursions when blowing up Tobey Maguire's Spidey world. And then in Secret, we get the Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolvie. I didn't read this one. In summary, the Fox Wolverine Genestorm died in the incursions against Tobey's Spidey world. Then in Secret Wars, we get the Wolverine we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, not the Fox Wolverine.
I think these are from the leaks from the plot leak for Avengers Doomsday, which I haven't read, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong, I stay up on a lot of things to be informed to cover it for the show. But, like, the one thing I don't want to do is read the entire plot leak of the movie that I'm so excited to see.
Yeah. Well, see, Bob, I think we've told this story where I literally ventured to Pornhub to watch the leak footage of Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
So, spoilers don't bother me at all. It's just a matter of I'm not going out of my way to watch them. But if it's something like, oh, it leaked on Porn, yeah, I'm going to go on Pornhub and look. I'm not going to lie to you. But something like I'm not going out of my way to go see the whole plot leak online. If it pops up, it pops up. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And this is also a fun one, even though we're talking about DC, but here we are with Marvel. Also, do you think the rumor of RDJ staying as both Iron Man and Doctor Doom post reset is likely or not? I hope not.
I actually disagree. I would love for that to happen, but I don't think it's true because Robert Downey Jr. simply costs too much money.
Yeah, from a financial standpoint, you can't pay him essentially at least a salary and a half. That's just you're bleeding yourself dry.
Unless he's willing to take a pay cut, which I don't think he is, number one. And number two, I'm pretty sure he said he's retiring after Secret Wars.
Yeah. Well, that and see, I don't want him as Iron Man. It diminishes the Endgame sacrifice.
That's true too.
Like that was the end of basically 10 years, or I guess 11 at that point. He was a piece of shit that didn't think about anybody but himself. He died saving the world.
Yeah. And it's crazy that it happened like that, because remember that scene in Avengers where Cap says to him on the shield carrier, he was like, you're not the guy to make the last play and put your life down. And that's what he went out doing, which was so incredible. And the second you bring back Iron Man, which I originally said the same thing as you, that you can't bring back Iron Man. And the second you bring Iron Man back, you tarnish the entire Infinity Saga.
Yeah, that in essence, outside of Thanos being the overarching villain, Iron Man was the pretty consistent. Like for the most part, he had the most storytelling in the whole. Well, I guess 1, 2, 3, Spider-Man, 4, Endgame, and Infinity, where he had 6 films basically dedicated to a storyline.
Yeah, it really was the Iron Man saga.
Yeah, so I don't think he should come back. And then okay. Hungary, we're gonna have to take a break. We gotta do some other stuff. We're almost an hour into the show. We only talked about 5 topics.
We will get to it, and we will get to all your other comments if anyone commented after this comment. But we're gonna move to the next topic.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover still. But where do you think the Hulk goes after the events of Brand New Day? Seriously, how is the Hulk not in Avengers Doomsday marketing? I can't wait on this. Didn't see Brand New Day.
I don't care if the Hulk is in the Doomsday marketing. I think that, it might have been pretty cool to see it. If I think this was the best Hulk we've ever gotten. But I don't think I still don't think Hulk is a big draw for the MCU. Like Hulk is cool as a side character in a lot of these movies, but there's a reason Hulk doesn't have his own movie, and that's because he's not the big draw for the MCU. But I do think that Doomsday marketing is going to be in like hyperdrive towards the end or at the very end of Spider-Man's cinematic run.
Yeah. Well, that and pretty much after what was it? Ragnarok, they kind of turned Hulk into a joke. Like,
They did.
I'm fine with him not being there or being a background side character. Like, I don't want him to have a serious role because he's sucked since then.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I
My
mean,
personal opinion.
maybe there's more redemption for his character in these movies. They did, like I said, I think they did a great job with him in Brand New Day, and that would be cool to see. But he's definitely not the draw for these movies. I think the draw for Doomsday and most of the marketing is going to be centered around much more around Doctor Doom now that we're finally, seeing him and hearing him. Thor, Steve Rogers. I think those are the big draws for the movie. I would like to see the Fantastic Four be the draw, but I would understand if they're not, at least in the marketing. I think in the movie they need to have an important role, but their movie wasn't a box office smash hit, and that's a big factor.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I think Doctor Doom's going to be the biggest point of marketing. I mean, you could
Yep.
do there's gonna be plushies, action figures, coffee, coffee mugs, hats, blankets, shirts, everything's going to have Doom on them.
Yeah. I really want to get a sick. Do you know what Displate is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a sick Doctor Doomsday Displate.
Well, that's like we've been trying to buy a house, and I've told Nicole I was like, one thing I'm not budgeting on is I want a massive basement because I'm making a home theater, and going down the steps, I'm just going to have movie posters lining the hallway.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, that's one thing I'm not budging on. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, I'm similar to you. Like the one thing I don't care, like I upgraded my sound bar to the new one every year. TV, as long as there's enough of a reason on like OLEDs for me to buy a new one, I will. I pay, dude, like that's the one thing to spend fucking money on that
Yeah.
makes a difference.
That's what I told her. I was like, half of it, like, I was like, ideally, I don't even care if I have to build an addition onto the house. I want an arcade room, like a gaming room that's built like an 80s arcade. The carpet, the paint. I'll buy cabinets, like arcade one-up cabinets,
That's sick.
and deck it out. I was like, I will even for this, I will do a tour of it once like we buy a house and I get it done.
Right. That would be sick.
Anyway, back to the topics. Uh, we have the Batman, which
Oh
is
shit.
not filming back to back, part 2 and 3, which I didn't think a 3 was ever coming, but
Yeah, I don't think a 3 is coming either. You know, I think they're going to be like the Batman, cult fan base that are going to go crazy about this. But like, they were in an unfortunate situation that they had to make the Batman 2 when they're trying to deal with the DCU Batman. There's no way a part 3 is coming.
yeah, and there's no way to even. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but there's no reason to tie it to the DCU or even try to tie it to the DCU to make a part 3. Just
Yeah,
don't do it.
yeah.
Which, no surprise. I'm sure they're going to try to make a part 3 just to milk it for what it's worth.
Right. Who knows? We'll see because what's going to come out before part 3 is the DCU Batman. There you go, Hungry. And the DCU Batman, if it's as good as it should be, I think that it will soften the blow when they say the Batman 2 is the final chapter of the Batman epic crime saga.
Yeah, which I'm fine with, especially if DCU actually does plan on doing their Batman relatively soon.
Yeah.
If that
If
makes
that
sense.
movie isn't out before 2030, the DCU is in a serious issue. So Hungary's going to be like, what do you mean 2030? 2028. You know,
He's like, we still got time for 2027. What do you mean?
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I guess you could do it, leave it open ended, like kind of like, oh, yeah, this story could end here. You could build on it a little bit, I guess. I kind of agree with you there, Hungary, but I don't feel like it really genuinely needs a third part.
Yeah,
I don't
I think they should do a hard ending.
Yeah, like, oh, Batman dies. There you go. Problem solved.
I wouldn't go that crazy. But like they should make it clear that a Batman Part 3 is not coming in the ending of the Batman Part 2, so we could just move on with the DCU Batman.
Yeah, like Bane breaks Batman's back and then he just never gets fixed.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be wild. I fucking love Bane.
Yeah, Bane's dope.
Yeah.
Bane is so dope. And then Hungary, well, Gunn did say on Twitter the Brave and Bold would release before 2030.
There you go.
So
yeah.
2029, December of 2029,
Yeah.
Brave and Bold releases.
Yeah. Even that is pretty late though. Like, you know, now, like, I know we're joking about it, but I know Hungary wanted to see DCU Batman 2027. Like, realistically, if the one thing they should have done is followed up. The DCU Batman should have been the next movie after Man of Tomorrow. Like, they should be releasing the Man of Tomorrow in its June or July release date of 2027 and the Batman like the end of 2028. That would have been the ideal situation.
And then I don't know why Gunn didn't make this new Batman Nightfall animated movie DCU canon prequel trilogy.
You know, I don't think it works as a prequel Batman. Actually, maybe because this is a more experienced Batman. Like I don't think we're getting. Actually, I don't know if the DCU Batman is supposed to be more experienced or not. That's interesting. I have to imagine he's not because. Actually, no, he probably is because he's going to have Robin. But they probably want to have him somewhat parallel to Superman, and it was a pretty new Superman. So we'll see.
See, I'm doing this purely on face value. Doing animated and live action, if not done properly, will not flow well, and people will complain about it.
Yeah,
like that's just my opinion on it.
I agree.
Now, I'm pretty sure that's it for DC. So if you guys have anything, let us know. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. We've been doing comments pretty much all night. So
yeah.
I'm excited for this. I'm proud of this banner. Dave Bautista has been in negotiations to play Kratos after what's his nuts? I think he tore his ACL or something on set.
Yeah,
I feel like
Ryan Hurst, I think was his name.
Yeah, I think he tore his ACL or he tore his knee up or something.
It's terrible.
I would have been about this if this was Dave Bautista like 5 years ago when he still had all of his muscle.
Yeah,
he's scrawny now.
I know. I'm sure he could put it back, but he'd have to put it back pretty soon because they want to film like ASAP, considering they're already getting delayed like crazy.
Yeah,
but like. I don't know. I think that Dave Bautista is obviously a great choice for Kratos. You know, no cap on God for real. Another for real because the first one wasn't enough. Because you know how they always say no cap on God for real.
Yeah.
There's an influencer. He's not really an influencer, but he's like he goes to protests and interviews people as like, but he pretends to be different characters, but the people he's interviewing don't know, and he goes by no cap on God on Instagram, and he is so fucking funny that like now I just love saying no cap on God. The for real thing was mine, but
it just flows. It flows so nicely.
Yeah, and another for real because the first one wasn't enough.
You know what? That's what we should do. We should do a spin-off where we do it like once every 2 weeks or a month, where we just come in here and just talk about like just bullshit and do read comments the whole time,
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
like, by
100%.
God, for real, for real.
Or we could start fucking streaming GTA doing that shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Hey! Soft launch. Check out Twitch in November
Yeah.
whenever we figure out how to work Twitch.
Don't tell anyone my Twitch name that I told you today.
Oh
But
no! Now
yeah.
mine, I can 100% tell you, is White Ruby 53.
Yeah.
Also, so Hungry, going back to DC, is To Man of Tomorrow the only DC film for 2027? I think for now.
Um. Yeah, I think it is. I'm looking it up right now.
And then Hungry also, we wouldn't have this problem if DCU Batman, if they made movies of Flash and Green Lantern. Probably.
Very true. I think they have at least a good excuse for not doing a Flash movie right away. Which is obviously that the Flash didn't land well. The controversy with uh, Ezra, whatever his name is.
Hmm.
I love that movie, by the way. I still think everyone's wrong on it, but and I saw that movie in the early fan screening, and when I tell you the entire movie, the entire audience was on the edge of their seats the whole time, reacted positively, and then it came out 3 weeks later, and the internet hated it. But Green Lantern should have been a movie, 100%.
Yeah, and then Hungry said Green Lantern, just off of aesthetics, would have easily beaten Supergirl in the box office.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no argument there with that.
Yeah.
Like, it would have just been cooler all around.
Yeah.
So anyway, now whoops, hold on. Here we go. Sony has killed its Spider-Verse without Spider-Man. Which, thank God. Thank absolute God. Sign over all the characters of the MCU.
Yeah.
Please.
I hate that this didn't work though. Like, because as much as these movies suck, I'm a villains guy. And some of these characters I'm a big fan of. Mainly them two. I really love Madam Web, mainly Julia Carpenter, and I really love Craven. Craven's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, one of my favorite villains, period. And I still don't think that villain-led movies is a failure by concept. I just think Sony did such a bad job with them, and now people think villain-led movies don't work. But the issue with these movies hasn't been that they're villain-led. The issues with these movies are that they fucking suck.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I think I made it about 10 minutes into Madam Web, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
And I never did see Craven, which honestly, in my opinion, I'll share this out here, but Sony should just give MCU the rights to everything and then go make your own Spider-Verse. Don't name it Into the Spider-Verse. Do your own Spider-Verse where Spider-Man can spin off and do his own little thing and not be in the MCU for a while. And you can introduce all these characters and have them all do their own thing.
I don't know about that because
I think it would work.
I think that they should introduce some of these villains and, but I think they should recast them. And, like, I actually think Craven's Last Hunt would be an incredible story for Spider-Man 5 because it's a symbiote story with the black suit, and it is dark and mature. You could have him back with MJ, which is a big part of that story. I think Craven's Last Hunt would be a really cool thing, but I wouldn't be opposed to Big Time, which is where, Peter Parker starts working for Horizon and he gets rich. It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And Hungary. I don't know how Sony made movies of Venom, Craven, Morbius, Madam Web when there are so many other Spider-Men that could have made more money. 2099, Noir, Scarlet Spider, so on and so on.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe that was the end game for that, to slowly introduce more Spider-Men, and it just never it never got off the ground far enough to do anything like that.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man 2099 would have been sick.
Oh, that would have been so dope.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, yeah. I love the Spider-Verse movies. I do. The one thing I don't understand is how all the time on everyone's Spider-Man movie ranking list, they have Into the Spider-Verse above Across the Spider-Verse. I think Across the Spider-Verse is miles better
mhm.
than the Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, yeah, Nicolas Cage is in it. Duh.
Well, Nicholas Cage is in both.
Well, I mean, but he's in it more.
Yeah, he was in Across the Spider-Verse.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, I think he was only in the first one.
Well, see, then the rankings are wrong. The rankings are just completely wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
Bob, quit messaging. I hear your muffled screams in my closet. Quit it. Stop it. Sorry for the interruption. And Hungary also said, because Zendaya's MJ is not Mary Jane, it's Michelle Jones. And then I don't care if Peter and her get back together.
Zendaya is MJ, not Mary Jane, and it's Michelle Jones. I don't care if Peter and her get back together. I question if he is ever going to get back together with her because he never does. Actually, in the comics, he does, but then they break up again. He did again in the Nick Spencer run, but No Way Home was inspired by One More Day. And the next story after One More Day is Brand New Day. And after Brand New Day comes Big Time. So Big Time would be really cool unless they want to go, the Craven route. They could do The Death of Jean DeWolf, which is a really cool, dark, mature Spider-Man story. Jean DeWolf is the little black lady or Hispanic, I think she was.
Mm.
I don't know the actress's name, but the cop that Spider-Man worked with in Brand New Day, that's Jean DeWolf. And there's a really cool story where, it's called The Death of Jean DeWolf. Obviously, she dies. So they could do something like that. I think the Michelle Jones was a rights thing. I don't think they're ever going to do a Mary Jane. I don't think they're going to do a Gwen Stacy. And the reason why I don't think they're going to do any of that is because Tom Holland is married to Zendaya. And he is not going to put Zendaya in a position to be level up or one up by another actress or character, because that's his wife. And, hate it or love it, I think that you will see that I am right.
Yeah, maybe. And Hungary also. Also, Hungary, I really appreciate you this episode. This is a big confidence boost.
Yeah.
What if the post-credit scene of Brand New Day is actually set up for Spider-Verse 2027, where Tom, Toby, and Andrew where Tom, Toby, and Andrew Peter are in it?
Well, have you not seen Brand New Day, Hungry? Oh, I get what you're saying. You're saying if that post-credit scene from Brand New Day is actually set up for Spider-Verse. I doubt it. I think that they were setting up Avengers Doomsday. I think Marvel Studios was in control of that, and they are not going to waste the one post-credit scene that's right before Avengers Doomsday on a Sony property.
Yeah, well, that and they've already had their time to shine.
Yeah.
Hungary also, he did watch and he gave it an 8 out of 10. But
Yeah.
I feel like they had their time to shine in the No Way Home.
Yeah.
That was the whole get together. We did it. Congrats, bye.
I agree. I don't think they do it again. I think if they do it again, it's going to come across like a gimmick.
Yeah. Like I'm not opposed to Doomsday if the leaks are true that we see Toby, but it's the incursion and his universe dies. Like I'm fine with seeing something like that, but we don't need all three of them on screen at the same time again.
Also, if you're someone that's crying about Tobey Maguire potentially being killed in Avengers Doomsday, you're an idiot. Like, I grew up on Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2, but like characters die, their movies, grow up.
Yeah, and also it adds weight to the situation when a childhood hero dies.
Yeah.
That's storytelling.
100%.
Also, Hungry, I'm surprised Marvel hasn't made Spectacular Spider-Man a title for a movie. That would be a future title for Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie.
I'd love to see that. That's why I started my review of Brand New Day last week. I was like, amazing, spectacular. And then I did Incredible for Incredible Hulk and Punishing for Punisher. I don't know if anyone noticed, but you know.
And then, what if it's both a post-credit scene for Spider-Verse and Secret Wars?
Doubt it.
Yeah, I don't, I doubt that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess there's a live action Jetsons happening. I don't really. I'm going to give an unpopular opinion. Yes, he does have some good roles, but good God, is he fucking annoying.
Oh, I love Jim Carrey. He was
Like
like,
I know I'm in the vast minority there, but dear God, can he be annoying?
you know, I think his newer roles are like, I was thinking about that because I saw this earlier too. I think he's just in his get the bag and do like iconic kids movie roles, you know, this and Dr. Robotnik, you know, and it's not like he can make a movie like Liar Liar today anyway.
Yeah, like the mask wouldn't hold up well today.
Yeah. Oh, I
Uh,
meant the Liar Liar because he would get canceled, but the mask
oh
wouldn't hold
yeah,
up today either.
and I mean he's already done the Grinch. You can't do the Grinch two,
Yeah.
two Grinch, too furious. I mean, you just some of the stuff's already told, and other things. It's like, I mean, you can't redo the Truman Show. You just can't.
Right.
Like that story's told. It's like when they go, "Oh, you're getting a Forrest Gump too." You don't need a Forrest Gump too. Like
Yeah, you really
the
don't.
story's told. Jenny died, and she's a piece of shit. There you go.
Boom.
And then Hungry. Well, I don't think Toby is dying though. His world, yes, but he will be in Secret Wars.
Interesting.
I could see it happening.
Yeah. I do think Tom Holland is going to be in Secret Wars. I really hope he's in Avengers Doomsday, but I think it's very possible that he's not. You know, and also I saw people saying, "Oh, they got to put Tom Holland in Avengers Doomsday now." Like the movie's been shot, okay?
Yeah.
They like yeah, it's in the edit room. They're they're not going out to you know multiple sets or even just one to put Tom Holland in the movie. Like
Yeah.
that, if they were going revising the movie to put Tom Holland in it now, that movie wouldn't be coming out in December.
Yeah. Or it's going to be a steaming pile of shit in December.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's gonna be bad.
yeah. Oh, it would be horrible. I hope he's in it, but not that they're changing it now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine if he's one of the characters that they definitely cut out of the trailer, but I mean, he doesn't
Yeah,
need a major role.
right. Like
Uh,
he was only in Endgame for the smallest amount of time. You know, he like, and his moments were impactful for sure, but you know, he was barely in Endgame, and Endgame was amazing.
yeah. Here's an idea, but what if all three Spider-Men get new suits in Secret War? Tom with the symbiote, I would be about that. Toby with a comic accurate Iron Spider, and Andrew with the Scarlet Spider suit.
That would be really cool to see. You
That
know,
would be dope, but I just don't think we're going to see all three of them on screen again.
yeah. The only thing I don't like about that is that the Scarlet Spider suit is a Ben Riley suit, and Ben Riley is a clone of Peter Parker, so it wouldn't make sense for Toby to wear it, even though it is so fucking sick.
Yeah. I just I do like the idea, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that we're going to see them. Maybe individually, maybe, but I genuinely don't think that one Marvel's going to spend all that money for three Spider-Men.
That's true too,
I
especially
mean,
considering the money they have to pay for all the other actors that, you know, like they're paying RDJ $80 million for these two movies, so they're gonna have to figure out, you know, the rest. And like, you know, the old Fox X-Men cast, they're like, hell yeah, I'll be in this movie for $1 million or whatever they're gonna
yeah.
pay, you know.
Like, yes, in the ideal world, everybody's like, yeah, we'll just do it all for $1 million. You can get us on screen, but that's not going to happen. That's being realistic.
Yeah.
And Hungary also dropping some truth or some knowledge to me, but well, if the Secret War plot leak is true, then all three Spider-Men are reuniting.
see, like that's a movie I think would be cool to see it in. What I don't want to see is Spider-Man 5 or 6, and it's, three Spider-Man again. Like in a multiversal movie, that's an Avengers movie, fine. From Spider-Man, I want to see the progression of Tom Holland's Spider-Man after Brand New Day.
Yeah, I don't even need either of them to be quote unquote mentors or something like that. I don't even want a background character. I want nothing.
Yeah. Well, he
Tom
doesn't even
Holland.
need a mentor now. He was like on his game. The beginning of Brand New Day, they go through like crime is completely down, and like he is like fully veteran Spider-Man level now.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I do think. Well, let's see. I'm going to IKEA Saturday. Maybe if I make it back in time, I'll see it Saturday. If not, I'll see it Sunday morning. I'm a huge fan. It seems like no one's in the theater Sunday morning, like at all.
It's a great time to go.
Yeah, I always go at like 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Smart.
All right, I'm pretty sure that's it for just the random pulp culture stuff.
Okay.
Oh no, no, I don't want to start my subscription. Anyway, so we'll just ignore that. Uh, the general gist of this article was Xbox is bringing back 360 games for the PC and whenever the new console launches, which is cool. I mean, I wish they would bring back more games because, Naughty Bear still can't be found anywhere.
I know. It's so ridiculous.
No, that's a real game.
I thought you meant Naughty Dog as a joke.
No, Naughty Bear here. Hold on.
No.
I have it over here somewhere. Oh my god, my mess. Just, I'll fall on the floor, please. I have it somewhere. Don't mind me. Where is it?
Do you play FNAB?
No, I don't. But Naughty Bear. Maybe.
It's blurry.
If I can get to focus.
I'm gonna just look it up.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it is it's a kid's murder game, I guess. So you're a stuffed animal who's mistreated by other stuffed animals. So you have to either drive them crazy and make them kill themselves, or you kill them yourself.
This sounds like a game that's like perfect for you and no one else.
it's so like you can like literally disembowel them and shit. It's just fluff. There's no blood. It's fluff. It has a T rating. Like you can play that in schools.
That's crazy.
But there's a bunch of games that I regularly play. Like I have both Saw games over here. I have Raging Blast 2. None of them are backwards compatible. Like you can't go onto the Xbox store and buy them.
I'm not a big horror game or horror movie fan, so I never got into those.
Now see, the Saw games are, if you want to call them horror, they're not. They're kind of like, yeah, this was made in 2006. It's a linear puzzle game. Like, you walk down a hallway. Oh no, there's Pigface. You turn around and run away. Oh no, you have to do a quick time event. Oh, you unlock the door. Here you go to the next quick time event or puzzle.
Yeah, I don't know. I like gun games and like snowboarding, skateboarding games. God of War, Uncharted. I'm more into the action stuff.
Yeah. Did you play the Skate remake or remaster or whatever?
I haven't played it yet, actually, but I did download it.
Yeah, I have the demo. It's fun. It's not the same old Skate. Like you can tell it's newer. It's kind of
Well, isn't it? It's free to play, right?
Yeah, I think it's just like beta or demo or something.
Okay, yeah, because
I mean, it's fun. You can like mess with other people. Like when it first launched, there were people like putting up barriers over gaps. So you'd like go down this huge ramp and just fly right to fucking board.
That would be awesome.
And then, well, have you played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remakes?
I played the first one, not the 1+2. I didn't play 3+4.
See, I grew up with 3 and 4, so I was like, oh, cool, I can replay 1 and 2. I played 3 and 4. I've been playing it nonstop.
Oh, they're so fun.
Because I was like, well, I'm clearing up some of my backlog of like, oh, this game takes like 2 hours to play. Like, I just 100%ed the Day of the Tentacle remake for the Xbox.
Oh,
that was 3 hours of my time.
Dude, those games are so fun. Yeah, I'll download 3+4 at some point, but I really loved Steep, Riders Republic. Like those, Steep is much more realistic than Riders Republic. What's the other newer one called? Not the Shredders, which was
Yeah.
good. But you didn't pick up on FNAB, Five Nights at Ben's. Have you never
No, I
seen that
haven't.
prank? You've never seen the prank video?
No.
Dude, this kid, he goes into a GameStop and he puts the game on the counter and he's like, "How much could I get for this?" And the guy working at behind the GameStop counter, he put his face into the game.
Oh, that guy. I didn't know he did a FNAB one. I saw the Grand Theft Auto one.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Have you played FNAB, Five Night at Ben's?" And the guy's like, "How'd you get my picture?" He's like, "This is me. I'm Ben." And it's fucking hilarious.
See, I wish people would like. I get that oh my face, whatever. We're in 2026. Just play along with it. Clearly, it's photoshopped. Like,
Yeah, right.
get the broad out of your ass. Sometimes shit's just funny.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like when they call the police and stuff, and like it's like, come on, you know. Um, but yeah, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, what was the one? Oh, we went to Apple or not Applebee's, Chili's before we recorded. Like, I had a doctor's appointment, and they were like, "Hey, we're out of jalapenos because of the recall, so we can't give you jalapenos today." And I went in there and I was like, "Okay, can we get the jalapeno cheese dip? We can't put jalapenos on." Oh, never mind. And I just ordered everything with jalapenos, and dude was like, "We can't do any of that." And I was
That's
like, "Well, what can you make? The rest of the menu?" Oh, okay. I just want bacon cheeseburger. That's all.
something fucking so simple. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hungry. Here we go. We're back at it again with the MCU. Imagine if the MCU Ben is alive for the next Spider-Man movie, and they redo the Uncle Ben death, but in a different context.
I know you want to see. That's another thing of his that he really wants to say is Uncle Ben. Um, I don't know. I know this is gonna break your heart, Hungry, and I'm sorry, but I don't think they should do the Uncle Ben thing. I think that they did it with Aunt May, and that Brand New Day was the whole thing about not being alone, and it's like they've already done it and advanced from it, and it would just be like beating a dead horse.
Yeah. I mean, I think the moment was with Aunt May. You can't reenact that moment. It's again same thing like Iron Man coming back.
Yeah,
You kind of diminish the thing and the growth that Spider-Man had to do over it.
exactly.
And then this is actually a pretty good question. Who do you think are the most underappreciated DC and Marvel heroes? Meaning heroes that are popular, but they should be more popular than what they are. To me, it's Green Lantern, Nightwing, and Cyclops.
It's a great question.
That's going to take some thinking.
Yeah, I would probably say Nova.
Yeah. I'm actually really surprised he hasn't made it into the MCU yet.
I know, it's so annoying. He's such a cool character. Um, but now they said recently that the show is going to be a movie, so it's actually a movie, not a show, that's coming for Nova.
That would I wonder what the step after not to derail the thinking of the question after Secret Wars, like what's the storyline after that, because you're gonna have to build towards something. You can't just
Yeah.
aimlessly make films.
You know what was interesting is after Secret Wars, they put the Fantastic Four on hiatus for a while. And then there was a story where, because Reed and Sue didn't go back to Earth after, but like the new Earth, obviously. But Ben and Johnny did, and then Ben and Johnny go looking for Reed and Sue for a really long time, and that was a really cool comic. But then when they brought Fantastic Four back, um, they basically used Franklin to create new universes, so the multiverse was rebuilt. I think that would be really cool, but I don't think they want to bring the multiverse back. I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be cool to see something like Johnny and Ben having to look for Reed and Sue and things of that nature.
Mhm.
Um, they also did Infamous Iron Man, which was so fucking sick. So Iron Man died. and Doctor Doom decides he wants to become a hero, and he takes up the mantle of Iron Man, and nobody believes that he wants to be a hero, and that was like a big part of the story. It was really sick. So there's a lot of really cool things they could do after Secret Wars, but my big concern is what the fuck is the slate for 2028? You know, Black
Yeah.
Panther 3 without real T'Challa and Ghost Rider. Like, the first movie should be X-Men. You know, this is the
Yeah.
mutant saga. And the big thing that they fucked up post Endgame was they didn't have any real direction. You know, the kid that I used to do the old podcast with, he used to always say, because I want to make sure I give him his credit for something that he said, not, that I agreed with, but he did say it on his own, is that he said that Fantastic Four should have been the first movie after Endgame. And I was like, that would have been brilliant, you know, but it's the same concept. Like, the X-Men should be the first movie, not fake Black Panther. Like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
then Ghost Rider. Like, I think Ghost Rider's going to do well. I think that they are going to have similar to success. I don't think it's going to do 1.3 billion, but I do think it's going to have a similar success to like Deadpool and Wolverine with casuals. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of casuals that don't see every Marvel movie that's going to show up for Ghost Rider. And I do
Yeah.
think Black Panther 3 will probably do well because, you know, Black fans are going to show up in droves like they've done for the past two Black Panther movies. But I don't think either. I think Ghost Rider will be an entertaining movie. You know, like, obviously they're proud of Starfighter considering that it's the same team and they want to make a new movie. But I think the issue is that they need to show direction immediately after Secret Wars.
Yeah. Well, that's like I don't. If you're going to introduce Nova, like where are you going? Because you don't have a plan per se. Like what does Nova in the comics even tie to the mutants in any way, shape, or form outside of a team up?
Um, yeah, probably not. That's a good point. You know,
Yeah.
but they
Like
have to do other movies other than just the mutants,
yeah.
which I'm happy they are. Like, I still want Avengers movies, and I think they're going to make Avengers movies because they're, you know, but like, the first movie should have been X-Men.
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't mind the Eternals,
I
but they
love the
should they should do a second Eternals and kind of build up the lore of the MCU, not like, oh, it existed when Iron Man was born. No, you can bring in Celestials and shit like that, like through that, and then you have a reason to have a Nova movie. You could
Yeah.
rationally kind of tie it together,
Right.
rationally. Anyway, so you say Nova for underappreciated DC and well, who's an underappreciated DC hero? We did
Ted
Marvel.
Ford, Blue Beetle.
Yeah. I think really anybody in Creature Commandos.
Fair. Creature Man is great. I love that show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
rewatch
it's a
it.
shame. I mean, I know we'll probably eventually see him, but outside of the show, you're not going to probably see any of them anytime soon.
Yeah. Who else?
Uh,
DC would I say? I'm trying to think.
and then Hungary is also just going on about the plot hole that is Ben. We know Ben existed because of the briefcase. Aunt May is not his real aunt; she's an in-law. It's just a plot hole. And then he also went on and said, I also said Fantastic Four should have been the first movie post Endgame. I mean, seriously, Phase 4 post Endgame, the first movie is Fantastic Four. That's a slam dunk $1 billion movie right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they
think they,
really fucked up with that.
yeah, I think they really banked on the Kang Dynasty. And when all that shit played out, they were like, fuck, we don't know what to do.
Yeah. Which is
So they
also
just,
a bummer because I love Kang. He's one of my favorite characters.
I mean, I guess there's nothing saying they couldn't do Kang, especially now that he's been acquitted and all that other fun stuff. I mean, even if you
Yeah.
recast him, I guess, but you could still revisit it.
He's in a Daily Wire movie. They're doing a movie about like the threat of radical Islam in America, and it's like not a documentary, like an action movie. They put the trailer out for it today. I didn't watch it yet, but I heard the trailer looked good.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it. And then Hungry Almighty, maybe Kang for Avengers reboot post Secret Wars. I mean, I don't see any harm in it.
Yeah, I think the issue with Kang now is that, like, Kevin Feige came out and said in an interview that it was an article interview, not a video, so you're not going to see it on video. But he said, when they were asking him about the pivot, he said we realized that Kang isn't Thanos, and I think that there's a lot more that went into the decision other than Jonathan Majors. I think that fans' reception to the ending of Ant-Man Quantumania made them rethink Kang entirely, and I don't think they believe that Kang is a box office success is a successful box office villain.
Yeah, as opposed, well, I mean, he was an Ant-Man, and that movie was just.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ant-Man, period, and all
I,
three of his films sucked.
I love all of them. I even like Quantumania. I, I know most people don't, but I always love those movies.
Yeah, I see. I've never been that. Same thing with Hawkeye. It's like, oh man, you're badass. Let me shoot an arrow at a fucking alien. Shut up, and go make me a sandwich at Subway.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
suck. Like,
right.
oh, cool, go play in the Olympics. Like,
I
get over
like the
yourself.
TV show, but I like people are always like, "Oh, the Hawkeye run by Matt Fraction is so good." Like, okay, but I'm not gonna read a Hawkeye run. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna diminish. He can shoot better than me, but he's still like compared to everybody else around him, with the exception of Black Widow, which at least she's an assassin. He sucks. Like,
He's actually pretty badass as Ronin, but and he can be in the comics too. But like, when you put him in a movie next to fucking Captain America and Iron Man, like, what do you expect?
yeah, like, oh, cool. We got to go rescue him on top of all of New York.
Yeah,
Like,
like
and Hungry also said they wouldn't need to remake or need to make Kang Thanos. Imagine him being a villain for a rebooted Avengers movie as a one-off similar to Ultron.
I
No, I
would
can.
love to see it. Sorry.
Yeah, like give him like a 4 or 5 movie build up, and then you have his little Avengers team up, and then there you go. He still exists, but somewhere else.
It would be cool to see them do Avengers Forever with Kang. I mean, that is like the ultimate Avengers comic, the ultimate Kang comic. It's definitely one of the best. It's iconic. And I'm talking about the Kurt Busiek one, not the Jason Aaron one. But it's also really cool to see a villain use time as a weapon. Like, that concept is so fucking cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we'll eventually see him again whenever the bad taste gets out of everybody's mouth about
I
it.
hope so.
So next thing we have here is EA is now Saudi owned.
That's
Cool.
it.
They own Madden and Battlefield. That's all that EA is really known for anymore. And what? No, not Need for Speed. Forza. I think Forza is EA. I could be wrong. I don't think it says anything about that in here. But congrats, you bought a gaming company that remakes the same game with updated rosters every year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah, like that's cool. I used to play Madden religiously, and I just after like 2012, I finally got my head out of my ass and was like, this is the same game with updated rosters.
Yeah,
Why not hold on to 2012 and download the updated roster update?
right.
And I have Madden 2013.
Seriously, the updates are like so minuscule, it's not even worth it.
Yeah. So Xbox is doing something for people like me that do the achievement hunting and platinum, like platinum platinum.
Trophy on PlayStation.
Yeah, they're doing like their own little platinum achievement, I guess.
Uh-huh.
That's the general gist of this, which is cool because that seems like something Xbox has neglected for all these years.
Yeah.
Of like, oh yeah, this is something that you can do, but just whatever. But that's something that I thought was cool. Not many people do achievement hunting unless you're like autistic like me. So
Right. Yeah, I don't do it. Yeah, I don't like. I just want to have fun with the game, and most of the side stuff, like, I don't really care about. You know, you know what pissed me off in Spider-Man 2?
Hmm.
Like, was in the first one, you had to play as MJ, and it was so whack. Everyone hated it. And then they do the second one, and everyone's like, oh, we probably won't have to play. No, you got to play as MJ again. It's like, I don't even like that. So I definitely don't care about the side quests.
Yeah. No, see, and then there's people like me that have 100%ed Power Wash Simulator 1 and 2.
That's fucking crazy.
So, or I've gone through and I still can't do Assassin's Creed 1. I cannot bring myself to find those flags, but I have gone through and I think I'm on Assassin's Creed 3 or Rogue. But I've done all the RPG ones except for Valhalla because I just can't. I put 500 hours into that game and I just can't do any more right now.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of cool. And this one's for Bob. Bob, if you're watching, this one's for you. Master Chief gets some performance anxiety. Halo Campaign Evolved apparently had a fairly troubled development that caused the multiplayer project to be canceled.
Wasn't it
Which
like
is,
a very woke team that made this game?
I'm pretty sure, if they're based out of California, everything's woke.
Yeah.
Not to get political like we did the other week.
Right, right.
But I don't know. Let's look at the article. New reports. According to Rebs Gaming, a popular Halo insider whose reporting journalists have corroborated, that's a weird word, corroborated in the past, the recent Halo remake underwent major changes during its development. Halo Studios works with a bevy of, wow, amen to you, CAD, for using big words and weird words. A bevy of external teams and contractors, something that may have led to issues during Campaign Evolved's development. So it seems like the game had like 12 different studios working on it, and all they had were pigeons to communicate with each other.
That's fucking stupid. And it's annoying because, like, oh, that multiplayer for that game was the best.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of surprised that. I mean, I'm sure they're going to give it a multiplayer at some point in time. It's like, oh, here's a massive like 50 gig update. Here's multiplayer. Have fun.
Yeah, they should.
Or
It's
even
so
split,
annoying.
or even like split screen campaign or something.
Yeah, they Halo should make a free to play multiplayer like project.
Oh, I'd be about it.
Yeah.
100%. Well, I think that's probably what the battle royale was going to be, and then they were like, Fortnite's dying, the whole genre's dying. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Which kudos to anybody that still plays Fortnite. Kudos to you.
Yeah, you're a trooper.
And then to end us all out with the announcement of Sony still being a dick. Uh, they know that we don't like the fact that they're killing disc, but we're still going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no surprise. Just like, you have to log into your account every 30 days to not lose your license and shit like that. It's like, Sony, you're just driving. You're like, here's $5. Get away from me. To everybody that owns a PlayStation.
I bet you they wish it was Microsoft that made that announcement first.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know the end game, they're all going to get rid of it, but they're all like, nah, let's make Sony look like the bad guy. And then
Yeah.
we're just going to silently do it. Like, oh man, shucks, we forgot to put the CD drive in there. Shit.
Sony loves being an asshole.
Like, I mean, I'm not surprised because at the end of the day, they're still going to do what they want to do. But the backlash, I'm shocked it didn't like, maybe we'll rethink it. No, we're going to cautiously move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not even thinking about it. Go fuck yourself. That's the
Right.
PC version of it.
Fucking crazy. It's I don't care that much about it because I download my games anyway.
Yeah.
And also like the people who are like, oh well, now people aren't going to be able to play their 4K DVDs. Like if you were using a PlayStation to play your 4K DVDs and you were doing it because of quality, like you don't know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
it doesn't have Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos if you watch a 4K on your PlayStation 5. So like you're not getting the most out of your 4K discs doing it that way anyway. Um, you know, and I understand the physical media argument. I think that's the most valid argument there is. But the truth is you never had a chance anyway.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We're all going to go back to sailing the Pirate Bay. I mean, or torrent or something. We're all going to get to a point where we're going to get annoyed with licensings constantly being lost, and I mean, this goes for films, anything really digitally,
Yeah.
to the point where we're going to go, all right, I'm going to find this online and download it.
Yeah. I think Slav made a good point where like they need to improve licensing consumer laws. Like,
Yeah.
and John Campea said something too. He was like, they need to make it a way where if you buy a movie or a game, you know, you the the owner of that IP, like if you bought Hot Tub Time Machine on PlayStation and
Mm.
you lost it because it's no longer on PlayStation, the studio that made Hot Tub Time Machine should have to either give you your money back or give you a new place where you could stream that movie.
Yeah. Or you just straight up buy the IP from them and Sony's just a streamer in the middle.
Right.
Like that's really where it should turn out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, gaming is a little bit harder because you gotta, well, not harder, but you got all the anti-piracy shit in it. So
Yeah. Also, like the other thing is, even though there's like a good cut of Spider-Man Brand New Day supposedly going around right now, like I'm a snob about shit. I don't want to watch that movie not in 4K, not with Dolby
yeah,
Atmos, not with all that stuff. Like I know some people don't care about that. Like I do though.
yeah. Well, that's like me. It's like, okay, if it's on Twitter and I just don't have time to go to a theater, that's the best I got. That's what I'm going to use.
I hear you.
If I have my choice, yes, I'm going to watch it in the best quality I can. But sometimes you make do with what you have. That's like,
Yeah.
I think we were going to watch the Odyssey because it was allegedly on the VC box that I do or do not own. But I mean, it was good cam footage, but it's still cam footage nonetheless.
Right.
So I think Jackass might still be it too, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the give and take with it.
You know,
I still say that's going to be the end game though. We're all going to be stuck pirating everything because the licensing with IPs is going to become a traumatic nightmare here in the next few years.
it is. I like back in the day, you used to just be able to buy bootlegs on the street. Like I was in sleepaway camp begging them to take us to see Spider-Man 2, and eventually they did. But my dad bought a Spider-Man 2 bootleg for me and sent it to camp, and like we got to watch it in the canteen. It was fucking,
Mm.
it wasn't great quality, but like you said, you make do with what you got.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best of a bad situation, but
Yeah,
or it is the best of a bad situation.
exactly.
All right. So we're gonna do maybe I don't know. Fuck, I don't know how to work this shit. We're gonna there we go. Okay, we're gonna do a game time. Even though there's no game, we're just gonna have a conversation. So obviously anybody that's ever watched any of this, me and Jerry met each other why just 2 months ago.
Like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk. How are you?
I'm good, man.
What are you? Because this is going to be a soft launch. Because I've in the background started making my own podcast. No, I'm not leaving this one, but it's just an interview podcast.
Nice.
So, how are you? Maybe I'll make you the first guest if that one person doesn't reach back out to me.
I'd love to be. That's fucking awesome. Good for you, bro.
Well, actually, I mean, not to cut you off. I know I just did. If you look back on our channel, I did one with I think it was Josh Sterling, that was 4.5 hours long that Bob cut down.
Oh,
And
who's Josh Sterling?
He does Haunting Season. He actually, so he's known for his channel Haunting Season. He just made a film, but it started out like I reached out to him. I was like, this is how this is gonna go. Act like we're having beers at a bar and we're just bullshitting. He found out like he did a bunch of charity work. He made films for a bunch of charities.
That's really cool.
Big Star Wars fan. Like it was a long episode and Bob cut it down. So that's the idea for it. But
Okay.
Hi Jerry. What's your story? I'll give you 16 minutes. We'll end it at 2 hours.
I like it. Yeah, I'm a comics fanatic. I'm a big gamer too. I don't post about it that much, and I guess not everyone probably knows that unless you watch the show because we talk about gaming a lot. And yeah. So, but what do you want to know? I'm like an open book.
I don't know, man. Just here we go. We have a beer. I have a Gatorade. You have a drink over there. Drink,
Nice.
drink.
It's funny you say Gatorade because I literally live off Propel. I drink
Yeah,
so
I just happen to have a blue Gatorade. God damn,
nice.
my camera sucks. But
Cheers.
so how's work? What do you do for work? That's
I
not
don't talk
doxing
about
yourself.
that on here.
Not doxing yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I
He
mean,
sells bitches. That's what he does.
yeah. I will say I was away on business this week. Closed a pretty big new client, which is sick always when that happens. Um, but I don't like to get into it more
Okay,
than
that's
that.
fine.
Yeah. I
So what
wish
you're saying is you're a drug dealer like Euphoria season 3, and your big client was Alamo.
I'm something of a problem eliminator.
Oh, not your. Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. It's funny. I got that from James Bond,
Hmm,
but like whenever I'm networking or meeting new people, I always say that because you don't want to just tell people what you do.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, okay, I check the box. I know what this guy does. Now you've made yourself more interesting and
Hmm,
you alluded to something where the person you're talking to is going to want to ask you questions. You want people asking you questions when you want to sell them,
hmm,
and you want to be intriguing and doing things to continue the conversation and can continue to lead it and not let it die, and you got to be able to do that. But James Bond, is obviously an assassin with the license to kill. And in License to Kill, someone goes, and what do you do? And he goes, are you a problem solver? And he goes, I'm more of a problem eliminator. And it was so badass.
yeah.
You
So
know,
so you always say how much of a where did your love for James Bond start?
so my grandfather he was the fucking man. Okay.
Hmm,
Like everyone in my family looked up to him. He was one of the first people to wholesale women's pants. So
hmm,
stupid successful. And, you know, he worked with legit people in the mafia too for other things that he
hmm,
did. And what I will tell you is like he never cared about rules or etiquette. No, I should have etiquette, but like he wasn't politically correct, and he let me
hmm,
do whatever the fuck I wanted. And he always had cool movies on. And I was 5 years old. I was sleeping over at his house, and he put on Goldeneye, and I didn't know what it was, but he knew I
hmm,
just loved watching guys with guns.
hmm,
And I saw Goldeneye, and I immediately became obsessed. Like, and from that moment on, I was going to Blockbuster all the time with my dad, renting Bond movies. And then Goldeneye was out, and I loved that game, and me and my friends were all playing it. So I became a huge Bond fan. I really grew up with it. And then in college, I started reading the books,
hmm.
and I read all the books as well. So yeah, that's where it started. Um, I even got a poster of. I'll
Hmm.
send it a picture of you to you later, but right here I got a poster of Goldfinger signed by Sean Connery.
Oh,
My grandfather got it for me. Yeah,
that's dope. It would have been so cool if you would have pulled it out of your background and be like, oh my god, he pulled the poster out of the fucking universe.
yeah. You know what? My desk is on wheels. Maybe next week I'll put it in the background.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So where did your love for comics come from then?
So growing up, I was into comics, but not like seriously.
Hmm,
There was a comic store near my father's office, and whenever I went to work with my dad, he would take me there, and I would read them. Most of them I would just look at the pictures, but I would read some of them, but like the stories would cut off because I didn't really know like the numbers to buy or anything.
hmm,
And like I think it was 2019, my friend, I was I was always into the superhero movies too, and my friend was like, "Oh, my brother told me to buy this comic. It's really cool." And it was this like omnibus of Court of Owls, Batman, and I
hmm,
bought that and I loved it. And I was like, you know, it's the Scott Snyder New 52 run, which is like 52 issues. And that was like the first 6 or 12 issues, something like that. and it had ended. And then there was a comic store right near my office at the time. So I went in there and I was like, I just read this. I don't know what comes next, but I want to continue the story.
Mm.
So they sold me those, and I ran through the Scott Snyder Batman run, and I was like, that was fucking sick. And then I was like, I want to read more Batman, and I had a couple characters I wanted to read. I think when I first started, the characters I was interested in buying were Batman, Iron Man, and Avengers.
Mm.
And the comic recommendations that they gave me were pretty good, but I wanted to learn how to find comics to decide on my own. And I would look at Reddit, and I was messaging people online and talking to people, and eventually through trial and error, I started reading a ton of comics, figuring out what I liked in comics and what I didn't. And when I tell you, like, I'm a fucking addict. Like, when I
Mm.
like something, I want more of it. And like, I became addicted to comics because I loved it. And it was something that I was like, started realizing I'm reading comics every day now. And now literally every day I read comics. And then eventually I made this account on Twitter and Instagram, Comics Cuts, and I really only did that because I just wanted to talk with other people who read comics and see what they liked, what they didn't like, kind of thing. But once I started sharing stuff, I didn't think I knew a lot. I really didn't. And people were always like, "Oh, you should talk to this guy. He really knows a lot about comics." I'm like, I really fucking don't, like,
You're
uh,
like, I'm talking out my ass right now, but
yeah, no, but eventually, like, I realized, holy shit, I do know a lot, like, but I just thought I was like a newbie, but I was reading so fucking much that I
mm,
became knowledgeable really quickly, but I still didn't think I knew a lot because I was like, I'm pretty fucking new to this, dude. Like,
yeah.
but you realize when you talk with a lot of other people, like I always used to say when I was younger, I'm really not that fucking smart. Everyone else is just fucking stupid.
Mm.
I realized I might not think I'm knowledgeable, but comparatively to a lot of people, I am. And not to say that it's because I'm smarter, and I just happen to have read more comics. I'm not saying I'm not smarter than them. I'm just not smarter than them for those reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the Avengers and Iron Man definitely came from the MCU. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say I assume that, and then Batman's just
100%.
rich with lore. I mean,
And people love to like that. No one has ever knocked me specifically for that, but I've noticed recently that people do love to knock on what they call MCU synergy. Like,
mm,
uh, I forget what comic. I was new comic book day yesterday. It was something in the Spider-Man comic that I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting because that just had. It was like they clearly put something in there because of the Spider-Man movie, but like I don't see that as a bad thing. I think a lot of people look at it as like, oh, well, it's an obvious corporate agenda. Yeah, but like if you're calling that a corporate agenda and you have an issue with that, like you should also have an issue with Avengers Doomsday. Like you should also have an
yeah.
issue with Spider-Man Brand New Day that had all these Samsung ads in the fucking movie. Like,
Mm,
I don't hate corporations because I'm not a fucking communist. And I don't like I don't want corporations designing movies, but like I don't hate them, but I also recognize what their place is and where their limits should end and begin.
yeah. I mean, I think it's ridiculous for people to go, yeah, this is a comic book movie, but I want nothing from the comic in this movie.
Yeah, it's
I
like
just want them to use the name and make it something completely fucking new. And vice versa. I mean, like you could draw from movies into the comic. They're one and the same essentially.
yeah, exactly. And like, the comics are the source material, but they're not the only source that things are pulled from. Well, and Spider-Man Brand New Day pulled a lot from Insomniac's Spider-Man. Don't
Mm,
get me wrong, the comics are still the only main source material because Insomniac had to use the comics as the source material. Like people try to argue that the DC animated universe is source material for DC movies. Like, no, because, and I'm not saying they can't take ideas from them, but you can't say that because the DC animated universe has source material, and most source material are the comics.
Yeah. Well, that's like. So, how do you feel about the Spider-Man games? I know you say you like them, but to me, like the first one, all the side shit gets super repetitive, super fucking quick.
I
Story's great, gameplay gets really stale.
I loved the first one. I I don't even know if I could say I like the second one. Um, I had my fun with it. Here's my thing. I think that the first one was a total knockoff of the Arkham games. The
Oh yeah,
mechanics, the combat wheel, all of it. But it was a great game. It does get a little repetitive. So do the Arkham games in some
oh
way.
yeah,
Probably less, especially with Arkham Knight. Like Arkham Knight had different ways of switching it up, like with the Batmobile. But the Spider-Man, the reason why I think the first one is better than the second one is, aside from the story, it felt like the second one was designed for entry level gamers. It was so easy. And I played it on the hardest difficulty, and I was still like, this, it's just so easy. This is a joke. And the story I hated. I thought the story was good until the third act. And next thing you know, everyone gets the symbiote like it's the fucking clap, you know? So, yeah. Did you like the second one?
I mean, I didn't mind it. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. It's like, I mean, I'm not, again, I play games just to relax. I'm not going out of my way to play Elden Ring or
Right.
Bloodborne or Dark Souls.
I
Like,
don't play those either.
I'll play them, but I'm not sitting here like as soon as I die, like the 15th time, and I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm done. I'm putting the game down.
Same. That's how I felt about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and I never tried another one of those games.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm now. Don't get me wrong. Like when I was off for my gallbladder surgery, yeah, sure, I have nothing better for a month than to sit on my ass and play games. Yeah, I can get pissed off. It'll be fine. But like I just had a shit day at work. I'm playing Power Wash Simulator where there's no music, there's no sound effects outside of the clicking and the dinging, and all you hear is there's no music. There's nothing. It's just the
Yeah.
power wash.
Yeah.
Like I just need something to turn my mind off. And that's why I don't play games like that. So it being easier didn't really bother me because it's like, I just finished it earlier than I thought I was going to.
You know, I might replay the second one because I heard a lot of people are replaying the Insomniac games now because the Spider-Man movie just came out. And I love Spider-Man, so I always wanted to replay it. But the fact that it was so easy bothered me. But it was still a fun game. Like I still enjoyed it. And I'm like you, I don't need to always play on the hardest difficulty. I play games to have a good time. I'm not streaming them. Like I am gonna stream GTA 6,
Yeah.
but like, I want a challenge, but ultimately I want to just have a good time.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Halo. Like, yeah, I will sit down and do the lasso achievement. I will hate myself the whole fucking time I do it, but I will do it. I'm not doing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm just not. There's a reason I haven't finished the Assassin's Creed Rogue remake. I'm not sitting there and grinding out, maxing out my ship just to do the second to last mission. I
Right.
don't have time for that, and I don't care enough to do it right now, personally. So,
You know,
but see how easy it is to talk to me? See how
yeah,
easy? We just killed like 12 minutes.
dude, that's crazy. It went so fucking quick.
Yeah, like and that was the idea for the podcast. It's just like I could
It
talk
only
to
did.
people. Yeah, like I could talk to people. Act like we're sitting down having a beer and we could talk for hours. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's fucking cool.
But so I guess if you're still here, like, subscribe, follow. Jerry, where can they find you?
At Comics Cuts on all platforms, but I'm super active on X.
I'm sure I'll let Bob out. He's at Slav's Talks or is it Slav or Slav?
Slav's Free Talk.
Yeah, Slav's Free Talk. I've known that for years, and I've always said Slav. I'm White Ruby 53. Add me on Xbox. I'm probably most active there. I'll get back to you eventually on literally everything else. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friend. Show your mom when you wake her up at 3 a.m. and tell her you threw up.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's been fun. I'm gonna see if I can play the outro here. I don't want to press end stream. Maybe that's what I have to do. But in the case of if this accidentally ends without the outro, bye. Have fun. Have a good week. Next week, let us know how you did this week. We're proud of you if you did something good. We're proud of you if you did something bad.
Yep.
Okay. No, I can play the outro. All right. Bye.